to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and we are going to go ahead with the presentation.
Hello, we are excited to be here tonight.
My name is Sadie.
And my name is Sophia.
We are second graders and our class has been learning about the Arctic.
Each student has become an expert on an Arctic animal.
Please join us over here so we can share our projects with you.
If anyone else wants to go over and look at the presentation, feel free.
got dreads and and then turned into Fortnite. Battle Pass. More code that we had.
And now it's going to go. Switch it up.
bags on. She said it's so cool.
Did you see the picture?
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Okay, so we made a motion to leave the chair and vice chair the way it is. Motion is made by Heather, second by Samantha, and then everyone is in favor. So motion for Rebecca to be chair, yes, and Kelly to be vice chair. Sorry about that. Heather, seconded by Samantha. And everyone is in favor. So then we need what are the other rules? We have, budget. Because clerk, we just had to talk about clerk, but those were always special, and they were just because we didn't have someone else.
And whoever signs up for that, so you don't do it.
Oh, that's right. And Governor Wentworth, school board rep. So, is anyone else interested in being the governor? Currently it's Kelly, it's been Kelly. Is anyone else interested in an opportunity in that, or how do you feel about that, Kelly?
I'm happy to do it if you guys.
I would nominate for Kelly to stay in that role. She's been doing it for quite some time. I think she has a really nice relationship developed up there. Is there a second? All in favor? So we're gonna first, Heather second. Okay. And then we need budget. I think Nicole had wanted to be the second person in this stuff plan. Can we do that without her? Okay.
We can, it depends on when they are. You know, I can't say absolutely.
I think they are
The third Wednesday.
Wednesday, yep.
So they're never the same night as a board meeting here.
No.
No, third Monday, I'm sorry.
Third Monday.
Third, sorry, I'm getting
Select
like
board
this.
doesn't meet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
It's the
It's
first.
not the first Monday that it's.
No.
It's the
third.
It's the
Third.
third.
It's Monday, that Wednesday.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so I would make a motion for Heather and Nicole to be budget. Thank you, Samantha. She's a fast learner. All in favor? Aye. Perfect. I think that's all the positions, correct?
I believe so.
I keep on moving over, but I think it would always be this as a clerk position.
There's a deal that was on here.
Okay, and then an assignment to the board committees. You just did that, okay. School board member ethics. So everyone has to take an opportunity to read the ethics if they haven't already, and then we will all sign off on that. Do you want me to read it?
You can, or you can refer people to the policy manual, this is policy BCA, school board member ethics. It's up to you.
I'm gonna ask you all, would you like me to read it, or are you comfortable with looking up the policy if you're interested in knowing the actual?
Where can you find it, or where is it?
It's on the, school, the Middleton, school board page. And it's under their policy manual. And it's in section B. And it's policy BCA, school board member ethics. And I'm happy to give a copy if anybody would like. We do have copies here.
There were two, so I'm just gonna.
If anybody wants a copy of that. You got it?
Okay. We are passing around the form for all of the school board members to sign for the ethics policy, and I will open up for public input for 15 minutes. Go ahead.
Hi, Christine. I just, as a budget committee member, have a few requests. One, I know alternating works for the members. It has not been a successful thing for the budget committee, just because not enough communication, messages aren't being passed along, there's no consistency whatsoever. I know myself and other budget managers have discussed it. I would prefer that you reconsider and have one person for like the consistency and the continuity of information going back and forth. Another request is if we can have the budget sent to us a week in advance. This is something that we ask the town to do. So we get the budget emailed to us a week in advance, so we have the time and opportunity to sit down and review everything versus having it thrown at us during our meeting and trying to review it, process everything, and then come up with questions. It streamlines things and it helps us out because all of us volunteer and have jobs and families and stuff. So to spend that extra time going through, you really feel rushed, especially with how overwhelming your budget lines look. And then if the superintendent and then Kathy can show up to a few meetings, it would really be nice to sit down and go through every line and look at everything and have full detailed explanations. And then my last request would be is, I requested this a few years ago when I was selectman that the town do it, and we started working on our budget a few months in advance. So we start in like September, October, where all the department heads sit down, they come up with their budget, so that this way it gives everybody time to go back and forth with questions, finalize things, so then when those deadlines come up, we're not at the 11th hour scrambling trying to have last minute hearings. It would be really nice if the school would do the same thing and meet with us, just to kind of give us a preliminary of like what you guys are thinking about, what you guys are wanting. So then that way when we're having our hearing, we're not making you guys feel like you're being interrogated with 1,000,001 questions, and things just go more smoothly. And then ultimately, the ultimate goal is that the town and everybody's able to provide with the needs of the school and the kids in a more functional way. We're not having people irate and angry and upset.
So you guys kind of brought that up to us. So we as a board have made a decision. From the standpoint of communication, Heather and Nicole will plan to be able at all of the meetings together. So that you will have both of them there, and that way you don't just have one person planning to come so if something falls apart that they can't make it, as well as there's two of them there that if one of them can answer a question, maybe the other one can, and you guys will have that communication. As far as the budget, I know when I was on the budget committee, I used to send over our financials. I don't know if it's something you can send to them, or if it's easier for us to just, when we get the agenda, that we can send it. It's up to you, whatever works easier.
I prefer to keep it, one way. I'm all about pecking order. I feel the board is the first to have the financial statements, and then from there, if you take whoever, maybe it's the two representatives.
Are you okay with
But
that?
you just take the copy and
Yes,
email
I'll
it.
put Heather in charge of that, because I still haven't got my email.
Yeah, for sure. So once, if she can do that, that would be great. So once we get our agenda with the information, then you can just send it to them, and that way they'll have it a week ahead of time. Does that work?
That, as long as we get an email with everything that.
I think my ask of you guys is, if it's not happening, let me know, so that I can follow up and see where the breakdown is happening, so we can fix it.
Yeah.
Because if I don't know till the last, till after everything's over, that you guys are frustrated, then I don't know, I can't fix it, so.
I mean, we voice it at our meetings and hope that the person who's there representing your board is communicating, but it just hasn't happened. And then all of our questions, if they can be, and I even suggested that, bring a laptop and open up your email and type in all of those questions, and then just, everyone can get CC'd on it, so then we're all on the same page to.
And I know there have been, and not that this is an excuse, but there have been times where the emails, either for the budget committee or the school board, because if you're doing it as a group, for some reason the group emails don't always always allow it to go through, and so answers were bouncing back. I know that happened at least once from our end, and there were times where we could send stuff, but because it was a generic email for the whole budget committee, it wasn't getting through to you guys. So, you know, again, if you're not seeing it, reach out to one of us, you know, in our individual emails, because it may just be, like, I emailed the whole school board and I didn't get back to anything. You know, it just, those things happen, so let us know when that does happen, and we can do that. And I did just ask if we can have Kathy come to the meetings.
Yeah,
So
that would be really, I mean, especially where you're the finance person, the number person, to just help clear through, so then what happened the past year or the past years doesn't continue.
And then as far as the budget, really, I'll leave that to you, because I don't know how that works for you. That's I'm not gonna delegate things for you.
But I think the plan is that when we have our budget at a place where we're comfortable, which may not be necessarily fully approved, but at some point before that process, we will present it to you so that you will go through it with you and give you the line by line of here's what next year looks like. These are the things that were different from last year, so that then we can have a jumping off point. Hopefully we've anticipated some of the questions, having worked with you guys for the whole year. And we'll know, okay, these are the things that we want to see and have an understanding about, and then we can have the questions come from there. But I think when the communication does work, you shouldn't have 20 questions every month. It should
And
be
it would be nice
close.
if we can start the process a little bit sooner. Like, we were really down to the wire this year. Like, we only had like a few days, by the time we had our hearing, we only had a few days left to submit everything to you and then to the state. And it just becomes really stressful because it's winter, and, you know, then we have to worry about like snowstorms and cancellations and all of that on top of, like, you know, flu season. So like half the board was sick at one point. So when you get down to the timelines of cutting it that close, it just becomes really frustrating.
Absolutely.
So if we can prevent that, that'd be great.
That would be our goal. Any other public input? Okay, we will move into agenda review. Is there anything that anyone needs to add to the agenda for tonight? Okay. We will move into the acceptance of minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from we'll start with January 30th of 2025. If everyone has had a chance to review them, I will entertain a motion to accept them. All in favor? Aye. And Samantha will abstain because she was not here. And then we'll move on to February 5th, 2025. If everyone has had the opportunity to review them, I will entertain a motion for those. Second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. And a motion for the February 8th, 2025 meeting minutes. Second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Perfect. And we will move into the superintendent's report.
Thank you. We will start with Principal Bronson's Middleton Elementary School update.
Thank you. We have a few things to share. Of course, yesterday was voting day, we all know. But for us here at school, it was Professional Development Day, so there was a lot of activity going on. Ms. Robbins and I were at the high school in the morning for a 504 training, which was really helpful. Your teachers were all up at Crescent Lake. They were with other teachers at the same grade level in their content areas, working on curriculum, which was a great way to spend the morning. The parents were here at school doing training. Some of the parents will be doing, supporting the testing, the state testing is coming up. So you're here going through some training videos to get ready for that, assisting with literacy night. Then in the afternoon, all of us participated in the suicide prevention training here at school. The staff from Durham Elementary came over, and Ms. Robbins and Keith Connolly, the counselor from Durham, were there to do the presentation. It was really a good day. In fact, on the way out, I was trying to hustle out to get the Wolfboro to vote. I was listening to the parents. They were talking about how great the day it was, but they really enjoyed being around it, really getting some work done, and doing some training. So that was great. The state testing is around the corner. So we're looking at April 14th through 18th is when we're going to be doing our reading and writing in grades 3 through 6. We'll have a makeup week, April 21st to 25th. The teachers made that decision last week. We had a couple of different options. We just felt like that would work well because it keeps it from spilling over to a 3-week process, so less disruptive to the normal day-to-day. And then in May, we'll be doing the math for all grades 3 through 6, and 5th grade also gets to do the science test in May as well. So the teachers have been doing some practice testing, which is really great, to help, just trying to get the kids used to doing that online stuff. The testing measures whether or not they understand and know the standards. So it's not like it's a waste of time to go over the practice testing. It's reinforcing the things that are happening in the classroom. So it's not like it's a total time off from instruction or anything like that. Our technology is looking very good. Justin, our IT guy, has been making sure all of our computers are ready and the cards in the classrooms are all set to go. So we should be in good shape there. The book fair is taking place next week. Literacy night is next Thursday. We've had a couple of notifications go out for that, so if you're not scared of the jungle, you should come over for literacy night and see if you can escape. I don't know exactly what we're going to be escaping from, maybe the clutches of a cheetah or an anaconda, or maybe the clutches of a book. We'll have to see what is planned in store for us, so that'll be great. Kindergarten registration is happening Friday, April 11th. Friday, April 11th, we already have 11 people, 11 families, I guess I should say. Maybe someone's got triplets, I don't know. We have 11 families who have called up to make appointments for kindergarten registration on, again, Friday, April 11th. And the last thing I had to mention is I handed out this little blue sheet. This is just a schedule of the activities that are going to be going on this spring for part of that 6th grade transition to the middle school. It's a really exciting time for the 6th graders, of course, going over to Kingswood here at some point in the spring. Many of them have already been to campus, of course. Things got kicked off back on the 4th, where 7th graders from the middle school came down and visited one of the 6th grade classrooms, answered some questions, talking to students, kind of get them primed up and ready to go. So there's going to be, as you can see from the sheet here, Ms. Robbins has put together a nice set of events for the students as they get ready for that move up the road. So that's all I have for you in this time.
Thank you. Any questions?
No. I like this counseling curriculum spring. This is good.
Okay, thank you. So next, voting results and planning. So I do have the results. Would you like me to read or would you like to do those?
No, I got this.
You got it. You got it.
Okay. For the 3-year school board member, Heather got 157 votes, Christine got 107, and I got 138. For the 1 year, Samantha got 183. Valerie Burke, who is not here, got school district moderator, so I'm quite thrilled about that. And Nicole is going to be doing the school district clerk, so I'm going to be able to pass all of this paperwork up to her. And Linda got 171 votes for treasurer,
Was there any position going?
deputy treasurer. But we'll work on that later. The Article 3 failed 134 to 97. That was the teacher contract one. Article 4 passed 142 to 87. That was the one about the special meeting. Article 5
52.
Oh, two.
Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you very much. And for next steps in planning, the board will consider because the teacher contract is not passed, I think the board can consider the special meeting. And we can discuss that now, or we can discuss that in non-public.
In the voting rules, it said what was necessary for that to pass, and I don't remember if it was a majority of the people present or majority of the board vote to call a special meeting. Just remind me of that, because it's not in what we have here.
Well, there's an article.
Right, yeah, the other.
Is that the next article? After the C.
Right, and it said at the end of that last sentence, I want to see what was on that.
Shall the Middleton School District, if Article 3 is defeated, authorize the governing body to call one special meeting at its option to address Article 3 cost items only? Majority vote.
Majority vote, that's part of the voting, and it's one, I was like, wanting to hear that, okay. And that's, oh, board.
I'm not going to answer that question, I wanted,
Yeah, we can say that now.
to me, the one special meeting is when we come back to ratify, so you have to go back to negotiating cost items only.
Okay,
So you will need to vote to do it.
So we can vote to have the meeting,
Right.
for them to do the special.
It's just the board.
Correct. We're just voting on having the meeting, and then we would have a deliberative session where the public would be invited to vote on if it's approved or not.
We go through the same process we do with the budget.
So you need
The budget committee would have their public hearing and vote. Those tallies would happen. We would have a deliberative session where that's the only article. That's it. Discuss the cost items with the moderators. The moderators can have French courts.
More like a
Board
board.
member.
And then so many days later, it's ballot vote for the town.
So it goes back to negotiations to come up with new cost items, and then the old meeting about what costs.
So we have to vote to have that first meeting, to go back to the table. So we would have, my idea would be we would have the same two representatives that have been working on this project go back to the table. If everybody's okay with that, so we have Nicole and Kelly go back to the table to work on that. Everyone else okay with that? So,
I will make the motion to hold a special meeting.
yes, to renegotiate. What were we doing? To renegotiate the line.
You're really voting to do the whole process.
Right.
Authorize the governing body to call one special meeting at its option to address Article 3 cost items only.
Do we have a second? Okay, all in favor? Great.
Thank you very much.
And we will notify everyone else when the next meetings are coming.
Absolutely. Because those will be at special times. And then finally is February financial reports. Do you have any questions? For Joe?
I have a copy of that. I didn't realize it. I have a copy. I have my thing from two, but I don't have one.
schedule a special meeting.
Perfect.
Follow negotiations.
And where would that be posted, just so that everyone knows where to look? We'll have it on the sign up front.
Yes. Always post on the website.
Perfect.
We'll be pushing it out, so the association has that.
Any other advanced plans? All right, moving back into public input. Roxanne?
Don't want to disappoint.
You don't want to disappoint. You mean you don't want to disappoint me? Come on.
Well, I do have a couple, but I'm just, Kelly, I have this mailing, right? I think I have an old one. Can you remind me what the budget that passed on Article 2 was?
I'm so blind, Roxanne.
Say that again?
She said she's so blind, you know.
I have glasses.
Do you want us to?
Yeah, I have it too. So what passed was the operating budget of
Yeah.
$5,625,798.
Okay, so that is what passed. Okay, so I didn't have one.
That was what was amended and passed at the deliberative session.
That's what was amended and passed at the deliberative, right?
Correct,
Okay, all right, so I do have good numbers. All right, good to know. Oh gosh, I lost my name. Oh, Kathy. So I do have another question. Okay, so about this whole, so what you voted on was to have technically another deliberative session, is what you're voting.
The meeting that we just voted to have was for them to go back to the table to come up with a new agreement for us to present for deliberative session, and then for voting.
Is that, and that's what this is to call
That's
one special meeting?
yeah, no,
One
one
special
special-
meeting is for you to have
For
a,
them to go meet with the organization to come up with the new numbers, to then come back to present.
okay, I'm
And
not
then
sure.
the voting will occur.
No, but I'm just saying, so, all right, so it's not, okay, let me take a step back again. So the motion was to have a meeting between a bargaining session, I guess we'll call it
Yes.
that, for lack of a better.
Okay.
Then you're gonna have another deliberative session, right? So that's
Yes.
not what this motion was, as far as,
No.
you're gonna have to vote again to have another deliberative, or is that automatic? I just wanna understand
No,
the
they voted on a
process.
special meeting.
Yeah,
So the special meeting is the deliberative.
okay, that's what I,
And
that's,
the bargaining happens between now and the special.
And the special.
okay, no, right, but it made it sound like you were voting to have the bargaining meeting, which is not what you're voting on. You were voting on to have a new deliberative.
Correct. That's, yes, the exact wording of that article.
Okay, just wanna make sure we're all.
That was not what I said, Roxanne. You were correct.
Okay, no, I just wanna
Confusion
understand.
on what they said to me. So yes, what
Okay,
they have clarified is that what we voted on was to have the meeting and then the deliberative session, which we will make everyone aware of when it is. And then once the deliberative session occurs, then there will be a vote.
okay.
And by deliberative
Sorry.
session, you mean special meeting under the warrant article.
Right, no, I get that, it just, and then, so I guess then, and I guess they'll have the deliberative, and then there'll be a new voting day, correct?
Yes, correct.
So that'll have to, okay, so that's where we need to stay in the loop, because
Yes.
this is,
We
And
So-
the budget committee will also have to do the MS 26. Yep, so it's the whole budget process all over for
Just for that one.
right, just for, yeah, okay.
One item, one.
So how long does
Oh,
that
lucky
process
you.
generally take? Is it like 3 months or 2
The RSA states, I proposed it to the lawyer, that you start with, I find it easy because I've had to do this, you start with voting date and then back into deliberative, then back into the posting of the 26th and back into the
Yeah.
hearings that have to happen.
Okay,
Because there are so many days, I think it's within so many 30 to 45 days,
Not fewer than 28 days and not more than 60.
voting takes place after deliberative session. So typically on a regular SB March voting, you
Right.
have a set date, prescribed date, but having the deliberative and having the voting have to happen within those prescribed dates. With this is a free floating, but you still have to abide by those days in between deliberative and voting.
okay.
So I'd like to pick an end date of voting, back into the deliberative, back into the posting of the 26th, back into the budget hearing.
Okay.
So
Yes.
you go backwards and follow.
Yeah, so that's just my concern, is I'd like to know what day you want to pick for voting so that we can make sure we're good, everybody, you know what I mean? It seems like it's a good date, I
Yeah.
just want to say, and I don't
Yeah.
think there probably isn't going to be bad. So my only other comment, comment regarding this is, I hope there'll be no media push out to parents telling them how to come and vote on that. So now I'm looking for financials.
Yes.
So Kathy, at the end of this year, all of this ESSER stuff will come off of this federal, we won't see ESSER on here anymore, correct?
Correct, because what it is, the grant ended, but I still have to show that.
Yeah, right, through the end of this year. That makes sense, and that'll, I think, make things cleaner.
Yep.
I think 2 questions on the financials. So on page 1,
Of the yellow, the white copy?
no, on the regular,
Yep.
and I don't know, maybe that's not it. Hold on. Let me check. They're kind of backwards for me. Remind me again on the second line down on page 1, it's a salary for regular, we're at a budget balance deficit of $57,204.
Yes, it's because we're in a default budget, and therefore these are the teachers' dollars, amounts. There could have been changes with staffing, which there were, and also, default budget.
Okay, I think that's all I have. I think I'm good.
Good?
I said I'm good.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I didn't want to say that. Any other public input? Go ahead.
So from the time that you guys voted now for the special meeting, is there like a timeline for where you guys have to get going on this?
I can give my input on this. Teachers' first pay for next school year isn't until the end of August, but of course, we don't want to go into that. We'd like to be able to get everything done and wrapped up before the new fiscal year starts. But I have seen it in other districts that I've been in, that the teachers' agreement failed, which they had already had one, but it failed, so they went back, redid the negotiations, redid the whole process. But it didn't happen until December. But that's still, an okay thing where they will get, no, we don't want to do that, of course we don't. But I'm just saying, just because we have 2 teachers here and for everyone to know the process, you would be voting on something for the entire year, for the full year of their annual salary. So no matter when it happens during, whether it be the end of this, fiscal year during the summer or into the fall, once that is approved by the voters and then submitted to DRA, then what we can do is we'll get the additional appropriations for the cost items, and then we can recut, revise contracts to those teachers, and payroll can do retro pay.
So I guess my question is, so you voted today to have your special meeting, and so you guys can go back in with the union and discuss this. Is there a timeline from right now to the time that you guys say, okay, we need to start renegotiating?
We haven't discussed that because the vote took place yesterday and we found out this morning.
I wasn't sure, like, there was like,
We haven't
2 weeks
had-
from now, you're like, oh, okay, let's get together.
We have yet to discuss that because we haven't had a school board meeting to discuss it. So this is it.
And my last question is, so with the special meeting and another election, does there have to be, I don't want to say a certain amount, but, so we had, almost 250?
243.
So we had 240 people that voted. Does there have to be a certain number that show up, or like if 20 people showed up and voted for this, that's
It's
what it would be?
that majority of, that's it. That, yeah.
Easy question. I know we said you have a new district clerk, it's Nicole, I guess, the last name?
Right, W-R-I-G-H-T.
Just like to have, that way somebody says Nicole, it's like, oh. no.
That's fair.
And Kelly, you're giving it up. Wow.
All right. Casey Hubbs.
Can I just ask one question? Sorry, I've never been in this process before. So in April, would we still get our contracts saying like we're being asked to come back? And
Yes.
there just won't be a dollar amount?
There will be a dollar amount.
Just like that's why we're getting paid now
It's what you're
instead
getting
of
paid now.
negotiating. Okay.
I'm not gonna make this reference, that's not very fair.
So I do want to thank everyone who ran for positions for the school, whether you were committed in the beginning or whether you were a write-in. I want to let you know that your dedication of your time and your commitment is really genuinely appreciated. You know, it's when we are challenged that we see what we're truly made of. So I'm really happy at what I've learned about myself through this campaign process. And I also have really appreciated and valued the feedback that I received throughout the campaign. And I want to thank you for the people that put those challenges in my direction. I also want to thank all the people who voted for me and for your support. I'm really grateful, and I hope that I continue to earn your confidence as I serve my time. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to the kindergarten because they did a great job. And
Second
Second grade?
Yes.
That's what I'm like, wow.
yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. The grade has been like that all day.
You're taught.
Hopefully,
Yes,
it's been an emotional couple of days.
Oh my God. Ow. And I want to thank Roxanne for doing your swearing in tonight. I will not say anything else if you know my name.
I agree with everyone else. Thank you for everyone who ran, including our returning board members. I think everyone came out yesterday and there was a good turnout from my feeling from when I was there. And everyone campaigned well, and it was a really, I felt like it was a fun, lovely, sunny day. Welcome to Samantha, and I still believe her name. I'm so sorry. Nicole. Oh, that's easy. We have two of those. Thank you guys for joining. We're excited